Tonight's sleepy adventure will take you into the quiet awakening of spring in the high country of Yosemite, where snow softens into water, where rivers remember their path, and where nothing rushes, yet everything returns in its time. You will travel from the mountains to the valley, climb to a peak, and back down again to rest peacefully alongside a gentle creek. Welcome to the Whispering Willow. I am Diana, and tonight I'm grateful to be able to share this time with you as you transition from the waking world to sleep. We will begin with a short session of breath work for relaxation. But if you prefer to skip this portion, you can go directly to the story, taking only what you need tonight. This is your time. Also, remember, you can let go of my voice at any time you are ready to embrace sleep. You can always return to finish the story later, if need be. Find a comfortable position, letting your body feel supported and safe as it begins to rest. Maybe wiggle to find just a little more comfort. Then let your body settle into complete stillness. When you're ready, gently close your eyes and take a slow breath in through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Don't worry about forcing anything right now. Just focus on your breath, allowing your exhale to be a little longer than your inhale. Continue breathing in this way, slow and easy, noticing how it feels to do so. Noticing the temperature of the air you breathe in and the air you breathe out. You are doing two things here. First, you are drawing attention to your breath to avoid the distractions of your day. Second, you are telling your body that it's okay to relax and let go. With each inhale, imagine breathing in the quiet peace of the evening. With each exhale, imagine releasing something small, a tension, a thought, something heavy that you don't need to hold right now. Feel your body relaxing, growing heavy as it sinks into the support beneath you. You deserve this time to rest. You've earned it. Right now, nothing needs to be solved or figured out. The only thing you need to do is relax and enjoy this quiet respite. It's time for the story to begin. Ansel Adams, one of the most influential photographers in history, was known for his striking black and white images of the American West, especially Yosemite. He said, "In wisdom gathered over time, I have found that every experience is a form of exploration." Adams first came to Yosemite as a young boy in 1916, and the landscape stayed with him for the rest of his life. He returned again and again, eventually creating some of the most iconic photographs ever taken of the valley, the high country, and its rivers and granite walls. To him, Yosemite was not just a place to visit, but a place to see, to notice light, movement, stillness, and the quiet rhythm of the world. As you enter this story, you are invited to step into that same way of seeing, not as an observer standing apart, but as someone within the landscape itself, connected to it, unfolding alongside it. You find yourself driving slowly along a winding mountain road. The air grows cooler with each turn. The world behind you already feeling quite far away as you climb deeper and deeper into the sharp peaks of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Just around the next turn, the landscape opens. Granite rises in quiet strength, and the sunlight moves across the peaks in long golden lines, patches of snow resting in shaded places. This country is rugged, wild, and awe-inspiring. You cross into the high country near Tioga Pass, and you feel a shift. The air is clearer here, lighter, as though the sky itself is closer. You roll down the window slightly and breathe in the cool air. It smells like pine, cold stone, and water. Along the canyon beside you, you see Leavining Creek. It is swollen from the deep snow that has begun to melt in the slightly warmer air of spring. What was solid and immovable during the winter has now changed into something with beautiful motion. Not one stream, but many flow into each body of water in these mountains, one filling the next and then spilling into another. And as you look at the flowing water, you realize that although it is moving quickly, it is not rushing. It is as though it is simply becoming. The water doesn't question its form or its direction. It simply allows the natural course of time to mold it into the form it needs for the given moment. Snow in the winter, water in the spring. And at this magical time between the seasons, it sometimes exists in both forms at once. There is no concern about the lack of consistency or purity of the form. The water simply allows what will be to be. The timing of nature is perfect, and now you are a part of this natural environment. Breathing deeply, you embrace it, feeling the need to go with the flow of this place and time, just like the water. No fighting against what is, just moving with it, leaning into it. You arrive at a small, quiet campground near Leavining Creek. The light is soft now, early evening settling gently across the land. The moment you step out of the car, you hear the water. This spot offers a rare opportunity to camp next to the creek, and there is nothing like falling asleep to that sound. It isn't loud or demanding, but it is powerful, steady, and you find that comforting. You set up a simple campsite, comfortable and cozy but uncomplicated, just enough. A tent beneath tall pines with a sleeping bag and warm blankets atop the firm, cool ground. You have a comfortable chair and a large enough campfire to keep you comfortable in the chill that creeps in as the sun descends beyond the mountain peaks. The creek is just a few feet away, sometimes bouncing over large stones, sometimes flowing into still pools. You pause and listen, noticing how the water never stops or hesitates. It never questions or tries to alter its course. It simply moves, carrying everything forward with it. And you begin to feel the quiet permission to let go and allow the movement that comes naturally to you. There is no need now to concern yourself with where or why or how. You feel an overwhelming desire to just relax and be. The sky deepens into twilight as you eat your dinner. The stars begin to appear. You hear the quiet, happy sound of others at nearby campgrounds. And then the sounds fade as night falls completely over the land. Wrapped in your blanket, the sound of water, and the feeling of steady comfort, you feel your eyes grow heavy and move into your tent to settle for a night of that deep, restorative sleep you only get when you're camping. Morning comes slowly and gently, but early, as it often does in the mountains. Light spreads across the meadow, touching the grass, the pools of water, and the granite domes beyond. But it is the sound of birdsong that wakes you, and you lie in your sleeping bag basking in the delightful knowledge that you have no schedule you must attend to. Today you can do what you want when you want. You accept the lazy morning that has been offered to you and relax into it before you step outside. Make some breakfast over the fire and enjoy a cup of hot coffee in your chair, a thick blanket wrapped comfortably around your lap. You decide to explore the alpine meadows of Tuolumne this morning. Its wide open spaces a stark contrast to the rocky peaks above or the iconic Yosemite Valley. Sitting around 8,600 feet elevation in the Sierras, Tuolumne Meadows offers a softer, more serene side of Yosemite. With rolling grasslands, winding rivers, and wildflowers instead of sheer cliffs. It is also far less crowded than Yosemite Valley, especially during the morning hours. You step into the meadows and feel a sense of instant calm washing over you. This area offers big skies and open spaces that feel almost meditative. The meadow is surrounded by the granite domes and peaks of Yosemite. There is breathing space here, and you take advantage of it by taking in a deep breath. The spring air is still crisp, especially in the morning hours, and the snowmelt has created shallow pools in parts of the meadow, reflecting the sky. Everywhere, water moves quietly through the grass, around stones, finding its way regardless of the obstacles it encounters. You pause and look out for a moment. You imagine seeing this the way a photographer might: light and shadow, contrast and softness. Nothing forced or staged, just nature in its most perfect rawness. As you gaze over the meadow, you realize that you are not outside of this scene. Standing here, you are a part of it. You are no less perfect than the light, the grass, or the water. Just like the meadow, you are waking this morning in your own time. There is no sense of being late or behind schedule. Everything here returns exactly when it is time to return. At the edge of Tuolumne Meadows, where the land opens wide beneath the sky, you see a narrow trail unfolding ahead of you, leading into the heart of the meadow. This is the John Muir Trail, a 211-mile trek that runs through Yosemite Valley to Mount Whitney, typically taking 2 to 3 weeks to complete. But parts of the trail are perfect for a day hike. You take your first steps along the trail and feel the ground beneath your feet, firm but forgiving. The path curves almost imperceptibly, as though it already knows the pace you need today. On either side of the trail, the tall grasses move in long, easy waves, shifting with the breeze in a rhythm that feels old and comforting. You can hear the quiet murmur of the Tuolumne River nearby, not loud or demanding, just steady and consistent. As you walk, you feel your shoulders begin to soften. You have an overwhelming sense of the openness of the space, and it relaxes you to know that there is nothing you need to do but enjoy it. The trail leads you toward Lyell Canyon, where a wooden footbridge appears ahead, weathered and smooth by time and sun. You step onto it slowly, pausing for just a moment in the middle. Beneath you, the river slips quietly over stone, clear and cool, catching the light in soft flashes that come and go like passing thoughts. You lean lightly on the railing, noticing how the air feels different here, just a little cooler next to the water. If there is anything you have been carrying, anything that feels heavy or tight, you imagine placing it here, letting it rest beside the current, just setting it down for now and letting it wait for you. When you're ready, you step off the bridge and continue along the trail. The path becomes even softer as it moves deeper into the meadow. Small clusters of wildflowers appear along the edges, delicate, almost unnoticed unless you slow enough to see them. It is actually the color that you notice. Hints of lavender, pale yellow, soft white, woven quietly into the green. You find a place where the trail widens just enough to step aside, and here you pause. The softness of the grass beckons you, and you take a seat, letting your body grow still. The earth beneath holds you, steady and supportive. You hear the quiet sound of the river moving nearby, the breeze passing gently around you unobstructed, and the sky stretching on without end. There is a sense here, subtle but certain, that nothing is being asked of you. There is nothing you need to carry or worry about. For now, you are simply allowed to be here. and you close your eyes, allowing the magnitude of that thought to sink in, giving your body and mind permission to let go. You feel your body softening, loosening its grip on anything that isn't a natural part of this sacred space. When you're ready, you rise slowly and return to the trail, turning back the way you came. The path feels familiar now, softer somehow, as though it has settled into you while you have walked along it. In the distance, the rounded form of Lambert Dome catches the light, steady and unmoving. It doesn't ask anything of the morning, and the morning asks nothing of it. It simply stands, stalwart and quiet. You carry a bit of that steadiness with you as you walk. Noticing you begin to stand a little taller. You see that the sky has shifted just a little, softening and brightening. The thinness of the early morning air has morphed into a deep shade of blue, without a cloud in the sky. Shadows grow shorter, and the cool hush of early day gives way to a slightly warmer feeling to the air now, though it is still chilly enough to wear a light jacket. The river stays beside you for a while longer, then drifts gently away as the trail curves back toward the open meadow. The grasses glow softly now, lit more directly from the sun, each movement catching the light in quiet flickers. And as you near where you began, there is a sense, not of ending, but of arriving again. Back to this place, back to yourself. The same way spring returns to the valley each year, familiar yet new. You pause once more at the edge of the meadow, taking in the wide openness, the quiet, the ease that has settled into your body. And you notice that you are carrying a little less than you were before. Space has opened in your heart and mind, and you make your way down to the Yosemite Valley. The air is warmer here, richer, and you decide to climb the trail to Vernal Falls. You hear the falls before you see it, entranced by what can only be called a gentle roar. The path is broken into two sections. The first is a 30-minute hike to the footbridge below Vernal Falls. This is one of those trails where the scenery gently unfolds around you as you climb the stone steps. Tall pines and oaks arch overhead, dappled sunlight filtering through their branches. As you continue on this path, it feels as though you are sheltered, protected, like you are stepping into a natural corridor. But there is also a feeling of anticipation, a sense that you are moving towards something awe-inspiring and magical. Beside you, the Merced River runs alongside much of the trail, remaining like a steady companion, marking your path. Sometimes it appears calm and glassy. Other times it tumbles over the massive granite rocks in a noisy display. The river is swollen this time of year from the melting snow, so the water is deep and powerful. On the other side of the trail, the granite walls rise, protective as they tower above you, occasionally offering you open views where the river widens. And in the crevices of the rock and at the edges of the river, small wildflowers and bright green foliage provide a rich tapestry of color. This area is lush, and it feels ancient yet secure. You round a corner and hear the sound of the falls grow louder. Then you come upon the footbridge, and it is here you get your first glimpse of vernal falls. Fed by the Merced River at 317 feet tall, this waterfall cascades down a granite cliff in a wide swath of rich white. You walk to the center of the footbridge and stand in awe of the scene in front of you, as well as the rushing water beneath you. The falls are so impressive that you can do nothing but gaze at them for a moment, awestruck at the sheer volume of water that rushes over the edge of the cliff, falling into nothingness. After a time, you cross the bridge and continue on the second part of the path, called Mist Trail. This steep stone stairway climbs the rest of the way beside the waterfall, the sound growing louder with each step you take. Mist begins to touch your skin, giving the path its name. It feels cool and refreshing. And as you continue upward, step by step, the path grows steeper, giving you a sense of moving from something more gentle and calm to something wilder, slightly dangerous. And with each step you take along the path, you sense yourself growing closer to the falls, connecting with it somehow, sensing how the sound and strength of the rushing water makes you feel powerful and alive yourself. You let the sound of the falls fill your thoughts, and all other thoughts seem to fade, as if there's no room for them. Everything that is not a part of this natural scene falls to the wayside as the mist surrounds you, soft and constant, feeling a part of this moment, becoming one with it. The air here is cool and alive. The mist brushes lightly against your skin, and as sunlight moves through it, color begins to appear. Soft at first, then suddenly brighter. A quiet arc of rainbow light suspended in motion. And just before you reach the top of the falls, you see a large rainbow clearly visible through the mist, starting at the base of the falls and moving upward to the path just in front of you. It isn't something you simply see, though. It is something you step into. And when you do, something inside you shifts. It feels like a moment of unexpected gentleness in the middle of all that rushing water. Like the world, for just a second, has softened. There's a sense of quiet awe here, not overwhelming, but steady and grounding. The colors are not still. They shimmer, fade, return again, changing with each step you take, each breath, reminding you that beauty does not have to be held to be real. And somehow that feels reassuring, like a small moment of hope. a reminder that even in movement and noise, there can still be softness. You stop and just stand here for a while, allowing this feeling to wash over you and envelop you, seeping into your bones as you stand grounded to the earth beneath you. Above the falls, everything changes. The water here is slow, smooth, and clear. A quiet pool reflects the sky. You sit near the edge and look at the water, reflecting on the quiet truth before you, that the same water that rushed and roared below in a grand display of power rests here first, still and peaceful. Nothing was lost in the transition, nothing was broken. It simply changed, from calmness to forcefulness, from stillness to movement, from silence to sound. And what felt urgent at the base of the falls now feels distant, softened by space and time. A quiet reminder that moments pass, good moments and difficult ones. Nothing remains as it is forever. Everything flows, changes, and returns again in a new form, like the snow and the water. There is quiet reassurance in this, the knowledge that if you find yourself in a moment of difficulty now, it will not remain. With time and patience, the current will carry it away from you, just as the turbulent water eventually finds its way to the quiet pools of stillness in the river below. You too will find your way back to calm. You are thinking about this as the evening arrives, and you find yourself back in the valley sitting beside the Merced River, watching the water move slowly here, reflecting the fading light of day. Granite walls rise around you, timeless and steady, and for a moment everything feels suspended, not frozen, but held in quiet pause. You imagine this moment as a photograph, black and white, light and shadow, and the words of the naturalist John Muir come to you. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. You are here within this moment, drawn to it, not observing but belonging, and you realize you have been and always will be a part of it, no matter where you happen to be at any given moment. Night returns and you are back at your campsite. Your belly is full from a delicious meal cooked over an open fire, and you sit in your chair with your blanket wrapped around your lap and a cup of hot cocoa with peppermint and marshmallows in your hands. The creek flows beside you. The stars stretch across the endless skies above, and you reflect upon your day. You have traveled across valleys and meadows, up to high peaks and back down again. You can't quite let go of the memory of the waterfall, its power and movement, and how it contrasts now with the gentle stillness of the stream beside you. You feel as though the water has carried something away from you, something you didn't need to hold any longer. As it rushed and fell, it took with it the tension, the noise, the quiet weight you may have been carrying. With a gentle force and completeness, it has washed over you, cleansing you. And here, beside this calm, steady stream, what remains is something softer, something purer. There is a peace and stillness within you that wasn't there before, a quiet clarity, a sense of contentment. Like the river, you are still moving forward, but without urgency now, without strain. Things that once felt heavy or overwhelming have been washed through, carried onward, no longer yours to manage. You sit for a moment longer, simply resting in that feeling of being lighter, quieter, and at ease. Then you sense a growing feeling of happy exhaustion washing over you, and realize that you are quite tired after your day of physical exertion and emotional reflection. You rise, setting your empty hot cocoa mug on the table and taking your blanket with you as you climb into your tent to settle for the evening. You lie down by the open tent window, listening, allowing your breath to match the easy rhythm of the creek, the same water moving, carrying, continuing, cleansing, and you no longer feel the need to hold anything, including wakefulness. Your breath slows, your heavy eyelids close. You pull the sleeping bag up a little higher, placing your arms inside, one on your heart, feeling the warmth of your body meet the warmth of your hand. And as the water continues on, you sink deeper and deeper into restfulness, knowing you are safe, knowing you can rest. You are part of this place, part of the movement, part of the rhythm. There is nothing you need to do now, nowhere you need to go, no one you need to be. You are safe here. As you listen to the sounds of the creek and the sounds of the night, you feel held, comforted, and protected. The sounds around you begin to soften, and the edges of your awareness blur, blending into something distant and calm, like the river itself, still moving, but no longer asking for your attention. And you allow yourself to drift, settling more deeply into stillness, into ease, into rest, letting go, and feeling yourself fall gently and quietly into a blissful, deep, restful, and healing sleep. Good night.